So first of all, we'll start by going to sign in. As you can see, I'm at my website here at its public address, gbbo.steagle.co.uk, and the easiest way to sign into the site, at the bottom of the site you have the sign in link. Click the sign in link and that will then ask you to provide your email address and your password. Now I'm already signed in on this computer, so it will just go straight in and it won't actually ask me for my email address. Once you're signed in, as you can see there, you've now got your email address at the top, and you also have your editing tools to create a page, edit a page, and also the More Actions button. So firstly, we'll have a look at Create Page. Use this button, and this gives you several page templates that you can choose from. Firstly, the web page. This is just a standard blank page where you can add images, text, and gadgets to it. The announcements page, that's like a mini blog where you can make a page and then add posts to that page, so it provides you like a news feed. A file cabinet, that's an easy way of sharing files with visitors to your site, or you can use it as a repository for images on your site. And list is literally, you can make a list of any kind you like that's sortable, and there's a few templates you can choose from, and you can make your own lists. So I'll show you how to make just a simple web page first of all. The first thing you need to enter is you need to add the name for the page. So I'm going to make a How to Find Us page. As you can see, as you type in the name for the page, the URL gets automatically created for you from the name that you type in. Now you might want to shorten that, so for instance just Find Us. So you can change that by using the change link, and then you can just edit that down to just Find Us. Click on the Save button. As you can see, that's now changed to Find Us. You can also choose where you want the page to be. So at the moment it's going to be at the top level, so that's the very top level of the site, or it's given the option to put it as a sub-page under Home, because that's where I clicked the Create Page button. Or alternatively, if you use the Choose a Different Location link, you can choose to make it a sub-page of any page on your site. For instance, you might want to make it a sub-page of About Us. For the moment, I'm just going to leave it as a top-level page. When you're happy, click the Create Page button. This creates the page for you, and it automatically adds the title to the top of the page. Once the editor loads, you can then edit that page and add some text to it. I'll just refresh the page. Now I'm into the editor using the Edit Page button. You can start adding text. Once you're happy with what you've added to the page, in the top right corner you now have a Save button. Click the Save button and that page is now live. Obviously you're not going to want to leave your page like that, so you can now use the Edit Page button, again in the top right, and that will let you go back into the editor and you can make some changes. As you can see in the editor, you've got various tools and the formatting tools you would normally expect to find in Simple Word Processor. So if you wanted to make some text bold, you can select the text, click on the bold button and it goes bold, or you could change its colour. And once you're happy with your edits, again, you can click Save. Some of the other things you can do, you can change the background colour of the text, make links, numbered and bullet lists, indent text, and centre and right align. Click on Save, and you've then edited that page. Sometimes you can obviously make mistakes when you edit your pages, so I'll show you how you can look at your revision history to revert the page version back. So, Edit Page button again, and this time I'm going to add some mistakes to the page. So as you can see, I've now got mistakes on my page, so what we can do is we can use the revision history to look back at the previous versions of the page and change it back to how it used to be. There's two ways to access revision history. You've got the revision history link at the bottom in the footer, or also on the More Actions menu at the top. Either way takes you to exactly the same page. As you can see, there's 4 different versions of the page, version 4 being the current. You can look back at version 2. As you see there was no bold and no red. Version 3 from the drop-down list, it's got the bold and red on, but no mistakes. So I want to go back to that version, so I'll use the revert this version link, and that will revert the page. If you wanted to compare two versions side by side, you can use the compare two versions link, and that will show you both pages at once. So I'll revert to this version. As you see in the yellow box at the top, it tells you that the page has been reverted to version 3. And you see there, no more mistakes on the page. Finally, I'll show you how you can change some of the page settings. As you can see here, it's got an attachments and a comment section. Now they're not for the public to use, they're just for yourself as a site owner or other site editors that you've invited to make comments and add attachments. So you may not want that to be there. So again, we can use the More Actions button, and this time go to Page Settings. As you can see, we can untick the boxes for allowing attachments and allowing comments. We can also change the page URL, so we can make this a map page, and click on Save. As you can see, the attachments and comments section has now gone, and the URL has changed to map. You can see it there in the browser's address bar. So that's the very basics of Google Sites. So now we'll show you how you can add a logo to your site. So again, you need to use the More Actions button, and this time go to Manage Site. Once you're into the Site Manager, you then need to go to Site Layout. You'll find that under Site Appearance. Once you're into the site layout, in the header section, you can use the Change Logo link to change your logo. To add the logo to your site, you can use the Browse button. That may be a Choose File button depending on the browser you're using. Click on Browse or Choose File, and you can find your icon. Find your logo. There's my logo. It uploads the site. As you see there, it's popped into the little preview window. Click OK, and most importantly, don't forget you need to click Save Changes. Once your changes have been saved, you can then return to your site, and as you can see there, the logo's been added. This nicely brings us on to changing the theme of your site, because as you can see there, I've added the logo and it doesn't really work with this colour scheme. So now we can change the theme of the site to make it more acceptable. So again, use the More Actions button, and again go to Manage Site. Once you're in the Site Manager, this time you need to go to Themes underneath Site Appearance. As you can see, there's 56 themes here you can choose from, and you can choose any theme you like and preview it first. So for instance, if you wanted to preview the Branches theme, click on the preview link, and this shows how your site would look with your content in it. As you see, that doesn't work particularly well with my logo, so I can just close that pop-up window and go and pick another one which is more suitable. I'll try Launch Default, preview that. That seems to work quite well, so I'll go with Launch Default. And you see there, once it's selected, it gets highlighted in blue with a blue border around it, but it doesn't start and apply to your site until you click Save Changes. Once your changes have been saved, you can then return to site, and your new theme is now applied to your site. You can customize the themes by changing fonts and colours and background images. Again, use the More Actions button and go to Manage Site. Once you're in Manage Site, you can use the Colours and Fonts section under Site Appearance. As you can see, this option box is kind of large. It's got a lot of options for you to choose from. So say for instance, if you wanted to change your page font, click on Page Font and change your font, and as you can see there in the preview window, the font there has changed. You can change all kinds of different colours if you want to make your background colour in the content section slightly different. Again, you can use custom and choose your own colour, and you can see that's been applied there. If you don't like it, you can just choose none, it will go transparent colour, or you can go back to use theme and that will reset it back to the theme's colour. Once you're happy with your changes, again use the Save Changes button, return to site, and you can see there that the font has changed on the navigation menu. You may have noticed when you were signing up through the GBBO process that you were offered templates for your site, and if you want to apply a template to your site after you've made it, you can do, and the way to do that is you use the More Actions button again, and again go to Manage Site. Once you're in the Site Manager, again go to Themes, and this time you can use the Browse More Themes link in the top right corner. As you can see there, there's various different templates you can choose from. The professional site template we can have a look at. And if you want to preview the template, this then opens in a new browser window or a new tab in your browser, but it doesn't show you with your site content in. It shows you the default template site with default content in. If you want to use this template, you can use the Use This Template button. But if you don't like this template, you can just close that new tab or browser window and click the Cancel button, and then you can go and have a look at another one to look at. Again, you can preview that. You can see what it would look like with the default content in. I'm happy with the theme I've picked, so I'll close this tab and cancel. If you don't apply any of the templates, you can just close the box. Again, if you click cancel, no changes will take place. And you go back to your site exactly how it was. Next we'll look at some general design advice so that you can make your site look slightly different and add different features to your site. So firstly we'll have a look at how to change your site's width. At the moment this site width is set at 100%, so that means it will fill the screen on whichever computer you look at it. Now that may move things around and may not keep the design that you've spent doing on your pages. So the easiest way to do this is to change the site width to a fixed width in pixels. So to do this, again use that More Actions button and go to Manage Site. Once you're in the Site Manager, this time go to Site Layout. Once you're in the site layout, you can use the Change Site Layout button. And at the very top you see site width. At the moment it's set to Use Theme Default, but we can type in there a size in pixels instead. If you are going to go for a fixed width size, please make sure that you set your site width to 1000 pixels or less, as this will then work on most people's browsers and screens. If you set it to too wide, people will get a horizontal scroll bar and won't be able to see all of your site. When you're happy with setting the site width, click OK, and again use Save Changes. Once the changes have been saved, you can then return to site. As you see, the site's now slightly narrower, but that's also a fixed width. So if that was to be viewed on another computer with a different screen size, it would stay the same. Next we'll have a look at the navigation in the sidebar, how you can alter that. As you can see at the moment, it's set to display my pages in alphabetical order. I don't want this, I want to put them in my own order. So again, you can use the More Actions button and go to Manage Site. Or if you want to use the little shortcut, there's an Edit Sidebar link, you can use that as well, and that will take you straight to editing the sidebar in Site Layout. Once you get to Site Layout, you can use the Edit link, and this lets you change the navigation. As you can see at the moment, it's set to automatically organise my navigation, so it will show 2 levels of navigation. This you can change if you want, but I want to set my own standard, so I shall untick that box, and you see there I now have the facility to add my own pages. Use the Add Page link. It lets you select a link, so I want the Contact Us page first. I'll then have the About Us page, and I'll add the How to Find Us page, but I'll make it appear like it's a sub-page of About Us. To do that, you can use the arrows on the side to indent it. If you make a mistake, obviously you can outdent it. And if it's in the wrong place, you can use the up and down arrows to select a different place. Once you're happy, you can click the OK button. You can also remove the sitemap if you don't want all the pages to be visible that way. Use the OK button, and again, use the Save Changes button. Once your changes have been saved, return to your site. As you can see now, the site map, the navigation gadget is now in the order I want, and it even looks like I've got a sub-page on there as well. There's been a couple of new features added to Google Sites recently. One is a horizontal navigation and also the global footer, so I'll show you how to add both of those. Again, you can use more actions, manage the site. Again, go to Site Layout. Once you're in Site Layout, use the Change Site Layout button. There you can tick the box to add the horizontal navigation bar, and also tick the box to add the footer. Click OK, and click Save Changes. If you return to your site, you won't see anything at the moment. There's only the single home page being added to the horizontal navigation, and there's nothing being added to the footer. So go back to your site layout using the More Actions button and Manage Site. And you can see now in the site layout, you can edit content in the horizontal navigation bar. Use this link, and it's a very similar box to what you saw for the navigation gadget. So you can add pages. Again, I'll add the Contact Us page, and I'll add the About Us page as well. And not only do you have the ability to add the pages, but again you have a style of how you'd like the horizontal navigation to appear. First of all, it uses boxes. I'll show you how that looks. Click OK. Use the Save Changes button, and return to your site. See now you've got various boxes. When you click on the box, it takes you to the page and has a highlight colour to show you which page you're on. Again, you can change this. This time we use the Edit Sidebar link, which takes you to Site Layout. And you can use the Edit Content link again in the horizontal navigation bar. You can change it to tabs. Use your OK button. Save Changes. And once your changes have been saved, you can then return to site. As you see now, they are tabs. Again, you can alter these colours, which I'll show you in a moment, so that you can make it quite a dramatic effect with the tabs. Again, we shall go back to the site layout using the Edit Sidebar link, edit the content in the horizontal navigation bar, and this time we'll pick links. Use your OK button, save changes, and return to site. And as you can see, this time the home link there is when it's highlighted, it's white text on a white background, so you can't see it. So I'll show you how to change those colours. Again, use More Actions and go to Manage Site. This time you want to go to Colours and Fonts. Once you're in Colours and Fonts, you can scroll through and to the very bottom, and you'll find the horizontal navigation. So you'll want to make the navigation text colour something other than white, and you'll want to make the selected text colour something other than white as well. And you can see in the preview what changes that makes underneath. Again, use the Save Changes button, and once the changes are saved, return to site. And you can see now they're working, so my highlighted colour is now red instead of it being white on a white background. Finally, we can look at in this section how to edit the footer, the global footer for your site. Again, I'll go to the site layout section by using the edit sidebar link. This time, if we scroll further down the site layout manager, we'll find we've now got the footer section, and we can edit the footer content. Use this link, and this gives you a text box where you can add anything in that it allows in this text area. So we'll center the text. I'll make the Stiegl.com into a link using the link button. Once you're happy with what you've got there, you might want to add to there links to a copyright notice or a privacy policy. Use the OK button, and again use that Save Changes button. Once they've been saved, you can return to site, and there you can see at the bottom the footer, which is on every page. Next, we'll have a look at how to add images to your site. As you can see, this page is very bland at the moment, so we can spice it up a little with some images. And so the first way I'll show you to add images is to use the edit page feature and upload the image directly to the page. So once you use the edit page button, you can then go to insert, and on the insert menu you'll find at the top is image. You see there that's showing you the uploaded images. We haven't uploaded any yet. So again, we can use the browse button. Find an image you want to add. Again, I'll just add my logo for now, but this could be product images. As you see, now the image is uploaded, and it shows a highlight colour around to show which one you've picked, because you can have several images uploaded and you can reuse them. So once it's highlighted, click OK, and as you can see, the image gets added to the page. Underneath the image is the image options box, where it lets you change any of the options. And the first option is, as you can see there, it's made it a link to itself. So if anyone was to click on this image, it would take them to just seeing that image by itself. You might want to change that. You might want to make it a link to another page. So I'll make it a link to Stiegl.com. Click OK. As you can see there, it's now a link to Stiegl.com. Again, you could change that and make that a link to an existing page, and choose a page there. If you don't want it to be a link at all and just an image on the page, you can use remove, and that will remove the link from the image. Underneath that, you've got the alignment options. You can center the image using the C link. If you use R, that will put it onto right align, and again you can use L to put it back to left. I'll put it on the right. And also, as you can see here, we have the image and then the text starts underneath it. If you use the wrap feature and turn that on, using the on link, the text now wraps around the image and the image stays on the right. If you ever wanted to get rid of the image, there's a remove link at the end there. Once you're happy with your image position and wrapping, you can then use the save button. You also have the feature in the image options box to change the size of the image in either small, medium or large. If you want more control over the size of your image, then you need to edit it elsewhere, and we'll probably cover that later in the questions. Use the save button, and as you can see, that's now available on the site for people to use and see. There's another great way of adding images to your site, and that's use Picasa Web Albums. Picasa Web Albums is another service from Google that they've integrated into Google Sites, and this allows you to upload multiple pictures. This is one of my Picasa Web Albums of the red arrows at the Sunderland Air Show. You see there I've got lots of images there I can choose from, so I'll show you how you can add these to your site. I'll make a new page for this, a gallery page. This could be a gallery of your products. I'm just going to use an all-new web page, and there I've made it. This time use the insert menu, and then this time use Picasa Photo. Because it's integrated and I'm signed into Picasa with the same account that I've got for editing the website, I can look at all my albums, view the photos, and pick a photo I want to add to the site. As you see, it gets highlighted blue, and then you can use the select button. As you see, this gets added to the page. Again, you've got the link options, so if you didn't want it to be a link to the Picasa web album, you can use remove, and then you just have your alignment options, where you can center it, for instance. If you want to add another image, again, exactly the same. Insert, Picasa photo. Again, you'll need to choose your album. Let's do that again. Insert, Picasa photo. Choose your album. And again, you can choose another picture. Again, the picture appears, and once it appears, you'll have the same options before where you can center it. When you're happy with all the images you've added, you can use the Save button. As you can see, they're there ready for everyone to view. Another way to add images is to use a slideshow to show all of your images conveniently in one place. And this time, again, you need to go to your web album in Picasa Web Albums once it's uploaded, and we need to copy the link to the album. As you can see there, it's given to you in the address bar. You can right click on that and choose copy. Pop back over to your site. Again, use the edit page button. I'll stick it at the top of this page. Use the insert, and this time it's Picasa Web Slideshow. Then you can paste into the box the link you just copied. You can choose what size you want to display your images. You can choose whether to have it automatically play as soon as someone arrives on the page. You can also give the box a title. If you don't want a title at all, you can untick it. Once you're happy with those options, click on Save. As you can see this time, because this is a gadget, it doesn't show you the content of the gadget straight away. It shows you a placeholder for the gadget. If you click on that placeholder, you can then have the same alignment options as you can for images. You can center it, for instance, and when you click on Save to save the page, you'll then see that the gadget starts to work and starts to display the slideshow. Finally, we'll have a look at some gadgets now, of how you can add gadgets to your site to make it more interactive and more informative for your customers. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to my How to Find Us page, and I'm going to add in a Google map. Well, the first stage of this is to get yourself to Google Maps, maps.google.co.uk. I'm there already, and the easiest way to find your business in Google Maps is it should have been registered with Google Places as part of the GBBO sign-up process. And to find it, type in your company name, which is Google London in this case I'm going to use, and then followed by the postcode. Put all that in quotes at the beginning and the end there, click on Search Maps. And that's a special way to find just that one result, your business. And you see there, I've just got that one, I haven't got lists for anyone else. And the pop-up box has come to give directions to search and etc. To then get this through to your site, you need to use the link tool at the top right corner there. That link icon then gives you again an address that you can copy for email or instant messaging. So we'll copy that address and then we'll go back over to the site. I'll use the edit page button. You can then go to on the page where you'd like to add the map, and again use the insert menu. As you can see in the insert menu, we have map. Underneath the world map there, you can then paste in where it says paste your maps link, the link that you copied earlier. As you can see, this map does provide a search facility, but because it's searching the whole world rather than just the UK, the little shortcut that I've shown you by typing in your company name and postcode in quotes doesn't work here. So once you've pasted your link, use the select button. This then gives you the option again of having a border around it. I'll take the border off and the title off this time. You can choose the height of the map and the width. I'll leave this blank, which means it will fill the page. Click on the save button. Again, you get the gadget placeholder there. Use the save button, and this then displays your map with a little pop-up bubble, so it offers directions, etc. to your customers. The next gadget we'll have a look at is how to add a form to your site so you can get some customers to complete a form to send you some information like a request or comments on the site. So this on the Contact Us page. Now this time we need to do this using Google Documents. As you can see, because you signed in, you'll have Google Documents listed at the top left. Click on the Google Documents link. And this is my Google Documents. And once you're there, you want to use the Create New button and choose Form. This gives you a brand new form to use, where you can add the title, underneath that you can add a description, and then it gives you two sample questions. The first one's ready to edit. In there you can ask for someone's name. You can add help text, e.g. first name and last name, and you can tick the box to make that a required question. Click on Done, and that's your first question edited. Your sample question, just double click on, and then you can edit again. This time you're probably going to want their email address or telephone number. Again, in the help text you can say why you want that, so you can get back in touch. Again, you probably want to make that a required question. Finally, you want to get their comment or their question, so again you can use the Add Item button. This time we'll go for paragraph text. This gives a longer answer box, so they can type in a longer answer or question. We'll give this the title of comments or questions. We'll make it required as well. And done. Once you're happy with the form, use the Save button in the top right corner, and this will allow you to start using the form and then be able to embed it on your site. Once it's saved, which it is now, go back to your Contact Us page, and again use the Edit Page button. Again, because Google have integrated Google Documents into Google Sites, it's very easy to add that form to your site. Use the Insert menu and then go to Spreadsheet Form. This automatically lists all of the forms. You can see there the one I've just made. So click on that one and then choose Select. Again, you can have a title or a border. I'll remove these. Height, 600 is a good height. You may need to play around with that just to fit your form in if you've added more questions. Width, I'm again going to wipe that out, so I'll have it as 100% to fill the whole page. When you're happy with these selections, use the Save Page button. And you see there you get the placeholder gadget. Again, if you click on that placeholder for the gadget, you can go back to properties if you want. You can center it, etc. But I've chosen it to fill the page anyway, so it's going to be centered automatically. Once you're happy, use the Save button to save the page. As you can see there, the form appears on the page automatically. Underneath the form, you'll find a link to your form. That's just there for you as a site editor. The public can't see that. That's there so you can click on, go back and edit the form if you want to change any of the questions or you realise you made a mistake whilst typing. The final gadget we'll have a look at is how to add a video to your website. And to add a video to your website, again, it's been integrated with YouTube. So to add it, you need to obviously upload a video to YouTube first. I've got a video here uploaded to YouTube just to show you how to use the Picasa web album integration. And again, what I need from there is I just need to copy the link of that video. So we can copy that from the browser's address bar, and then again go back to our site. I'll go back to the gallery page and we'll add the video at the top of the page. So use the edit page button. I'll make some space at the top of the page. Use the insert menu. Go to the video submenu and choose YouTube. Here I can paste in the URL that I copied previously from YouTube. Again, you can choose whether to have a border around it or not. And you can use the Save Changes button. As you can see, again, you get a placeholder for the gadget where you can center it. Use the Save button for the page. And then the video is there ready for you to play. That's the end of the presentation now, and so I'll pass you back over to Luke where we can answer some questions.
Thank you very much, Stephen. That was really interesting. I hope that helped you all. Now we'll take questions from people. So let's start off with this one from one of our users here, which is how can you remove the Google Sites logo, the Getting British Business Online logo from your Google site?
The Get British Business Online logo is a logo that's just placed as an image on the bottom of your page. So to get rid of that, you can very easily do that by just removing the image. So if you click the Edit Page button, click on the Get British Business Online logo. This will give you the image options box, and then use the Remove link, and it removes the image. Click the Save button. As you can see, that's now gone. Now you'll find that it's been manually or automatically added to every page. So you just need to go to every page and edit it and just remove, just in the same way.
Thanks very much, Stephen. I hope that's helped. And the next question is, how can you get rid of or edit the sidebar?
Yeah, to edit the sidebar, you can use the Edit Sidebar link, and that will immediately take you to, you can add, it's got its own gadgets in the sidebar. So once you've used the Edit Sidebar link, you can either add more sidebar elements, so you've got navigation, you can add AdSense, so you can generate some money from people visiting your site, a text box, you can add the recent site activity, or a countdown gadget. But if you want to get rid of the sidebar completely, again you can use the Change Site Layout button and untick next to sidebar. As you can see, if you have got it ticked, you can move it to the left or the right. If you don't want it at all, you can untick the sidebar. Click on the OK button, then go to Save Changes, and as you can see, if you return to site, the sidebar is now gone, so there's more room for the middle content area, and people can still navigate around using the horizontal navigation.
Thank you very much, Stephen. And the next question is, how can you stop links changing colour when people click them?
Yep, that's again done through More Actions and the Site Manager. So More Actions and Manage Site, and you go to Colours and Fonts under Site Appearance. As you can see here, if you scroll down through the Site Appearance list, you've got Page Link Colour, and so what you could do is you could set that to your own colour, and then also the Page Visited Link Colour you can also set to the same colour, and that means when someone's visited the page it won't show as a different colour. So if I click Save Changes, changes have been saved. I'll return to the site. What I'll do is I'll add a link to my page so you can see. So I'll choose the Get in Touch text there. I'll make that a link to my Contact Us page. As you see, that's blue. That would have gone a different colour if I'd visited that page, which I have done. So if I click on that page now, I'm on the Contact Us page. Go back to the home page. You see that it's still blue. It hasn't changed colour. So that's how you set the links to stay the same colour.
Thank you, Stephen. And another very interesting question we've had is, how can people tell how many visitors have been hitting their website?
Again, Google offer a great service for this, and the service is called Google Analytics, and this gives you a lot of information about how to see who's been visiting your site. I'll quickly demonstrate how to do that. If you go to google.com/analytics, if you haven't already got an account, you can sign up for one. Obviously, I've got an account, so I can access that. And once you've accessed Google Analytics, you can then add a new website profile. As you can see, I've got a few there already. At the bottom there, I can add a new website profile. Type in your website's public address. And click on Finish. It then gives you this Web Property ID. You need to copy that to add to your site. Once you've copied that, go back to your site, use the More Actions button again, and go to Manage Site. This time you go to the General under Site Settings section. You see towards the middle of the page there, you can tick the box next to Statistics and then paste in your Web Property ID that you were given. Click on Save Changes, and that will then automatically start tracking visitors to your site. I'll demonstrate my site, steagle.com, so you can get an idea of what it would look like. As you can see there, there's the number of visits, and it gives you a whole wealth of information of how to see who's been at your site and how they've accessed it.
Thank you very much, Stephen. And the next question, which several users have been asking, is when a visitor to their site hits a form, submits a form, what happens after that? Where does the information go? And how are they alerted, right?
The actual form is a front end for a spreadsheet. So there's my form there. But if I go back to my Google Docs, we can see that the Google Docs has made a spreadsheet for that. So if I open that spreadsheet, as you can see there, the questions are listed across the top. Timestamp, it tells you when it happened, and that's the name, email address or telephone number, questions or comments that we typed in to create the form. This is where the information goes. And if you want to get a notification when someone has used the form, you can use the share button, the little drop down button there, and set some notification rules. So you can tick the box that says a user submits a form. That will send you an email saying a user has submitted the form. You can then and provide you a link to go to the spreadsheet to see what's been added. There's a more technical approach, and there's an article on my website, steagle.com, to tell you how to do this, and you can add what's called a Google Apps script. Now that's a lot more technical, but that will automatically email you the contents of their form as well as it going into the spreadsheet. But it's a bit technical to show that now, but there's an article on the website showing you how to do that. If you go to steagle.com and just search for Apps script, you'll find it there, and then you can add that to your form to get the emails directly to your inbox with the contents of the form.
Thanks, Stephen. And the next question is, question says, I'm not appearing in search results. How can I change this?
As part of the Get British Businesses online sign-up process, you're automatically added to the Google's lists of sites to look at, and also you signed up with Google Webmaster Tools. And this lets you add a sitemap so Google can find your site easily and all the pages that's on it. As part of any search engine process, they make sure that they don't show websites that just appear and disappear quickly in a few days, so it can take a while for your sites to get indexed and then appear in the search results. Some sites can take up to 6 months to appear in the search results. This is normal and happens to all sites. The only real way to speed up this process is to get more sites of a similar interest to link to you. And as Google sees and other search engines see that you've got more links to your site, it will see that as a more important site and therefore index you quicker.
That's a really good answer. Thank you, Stephen. And the next question is, how can a user do more complicated things with images? So obviously Google Sites lets you specify small, medium or large. Is there perhaps an app they can use to resize, crop and make more complicated changes without losing image quality?
Again, Google offer another service called Picnic where you can edit images there. I'll quickly go to that now. That's at picnic.com. And as you can see there, you can use the Get Started Now button. Obviously, you can sign in with your same account that you've used to edit your site, and that will actually also integrate with your Picasa web albums. So if you've got a picture in your Picasa web albums that you want to edit, you can do that, and it will actually automatically re-upload that back to your Picasa web albums. I'm just going to use a sample image for now. As you can see, you've now got the image, and you've got various tools you can use. You can rotate the image, you can crop it, and that lets you choose what you want to crop. And also, if you're happy once you've cropped it, you can then resize that as well. So if you want to make it slightly smaller, you can do so. Click OK. Once you've edited the image, you can then either put it back into your Picasa web album, or you can download it to your computer and then just upload it to your site, just as I showed earlier.
Thanks very much, Stephen. The next question asks, how can I add a shopping cart or an e-commerce element to my site? I'm going to answer this one really briefly. And the answer is that we're currently working with PayPal to integrate PayPal, a simple shopping cart system with Getting British Business Online, and we're hoping to have that released within a few weeks' time, and that'll let you take payments via your site. And now I'll find a new question, and that question is, how can I embed a calendar to display bookings or available slots? Again,
Google Sites has been integrated with Google Calendar, so once you've made a Google Calendar, again you can see the link at the top left there to Calendar. You can make your own calendar and make a specific one for your website so you can add events to it. I'm going to make a new page so we can show the calendar. So I'll use the Create Page button, and we'll call it Events, for instance, and create the page. Once you've created the page, use the Insert menu, and you can see there under the Google section you've got Calendar. Again, this will automatically list all the calendars that you've got available. You need to make sure you made your calendar public. I'm going to pick the UK public holidays. This is a public calendar that everyone can see. So I've clicked on that, and I'll use the Select button. Again, you get some options. You can add another calendar, so if you want to have a couple of calendars, you can colour code them. For instance, I can change the colour of this calendar to red if I want. Again, you can change the height, the width, that will fill the page. You can have a month view, a week view, or an agenda view. I'll pick agenda in this instance. And then you can give various options to the users who visit to your site so they can see how it looks. Use the Save button, and once you're happy with that, use the Save button for the page. And you can see there, I've got an agenda listing for the calendar. If we look for more, you can see the future events there, the British Summertime, Halloween, Guy Fawkes Day, Remembrance Day. If you put it into month view, you can see that there was a late summer holiday there, or obviously you can have a week view as well. You can go back and edit the page and change any of these view settings. Use the Edit Page button, click on the gadget, use the Properties link in the Gadgets Options box. And again, if you want it to always be in month view, you can select month, click on Save. Again, use the Save button to save the page. You see that's now automatically in month view as well.
Thanks very much, Stephen. Slightly more technical question now. A user asks whether it is possible to use Flash on their Google site.
It is possible to use Flash on your Google site, but you have to use a special gadget that's been created by other users to do that. So the way you use it, you use the Edit Page button, select where you want the Flash gadget to be, use Insert and More Gadgets, and you can search through there for Flash. And there's various Flash gadgets available. You can choose one, and then that will ask you to provide the link to your Flash animation.
Great, thanks very much, Stephen. And we've got time for one more question, and that question is, how can I change the logo in the address bar?
The logo in the address bar, this orange one here, this is called the fav icon, and so to change this is possible. You just need to get your own fav icon, and you can then upload that to your site. If you go do a Google search, you'll find and put fav icon generator in, you'll find all kinds of different online tools that can do that for you. I've got one already, so I'll show you once it's been created how to upload it to your site. Use the More Actions button, and then go to Manage Site. Once you go into the Site Manager, this time you want to go to the Attachments section. Then what you want to do is you want to upload, so use the Upload button, and again use the Browse button to find where you've got your fav icon saved. There's my fav icon, it's a .ico file. I'll select that one and click on Open. It's going to upload that to the top level. It's got to go to the top level, else it won't work. And click on Upload. You see that's been uploaded now. There it is. And again, it's completely automatic. If you return to site, and you see now in the address bar, that's now changed to the S instead of the orange Google Sites logo.
Fantastic. Thanks very much, Stephen. Now, it's worth telling you that a video of this presentation will be available on the Gibbo website, gbbo.co.uk, next week. And you should also visit the Getting British Business Online help section to read the latest FAQs. And Stephen also runs an excellent website that provides support, so I'm going to pass back over to him for a moment so that he can tell you all about that.
You can find my website at steagle.com. I'll just show you that now. And on there you'll find various different sections where you can find help to use your Google site. If you have a look at the Google Sites help section there, you'll find that there's, click on the link, you'll find there's the Google Sites how-tos, the Google Sites help frequently asked questions page, which helps answer some of the most frequently asked questions. And you can see there's lots of questions there which gets asked quite often. And also the Google Sites how-tos, which is various how-tos on how to do different things, some quite technical, some quite simple. You can search for them there. You can have a chat with me if I'm available. You can have a read of customer reviews. You can also subscribe to see when new how-tos become available. As you can see there, the how-tos are listed underneath. So you can see, for instance, that one there is about how to make the email subscription box through FeedBurner. Some of them are technical, some of them are quite simple, but I hope you find them useful and help you to edit your Google website.
Great, thank you very much, Stephen. So that's it for now. A big thank you to Stephen for all his help. I don't think we could have done it without him. And the presentation will be available on gbbo.co.uk next week. So thanks very much and enjoy the rest of your evening. Thanks, bye.